Alright guys, welcome back. So there is a video floating around. I've been looking at this for the last several days. I was trying to see if there was any more information we put out about it, but this was shot in Georgia of 2023. And this person he's got about 2 or 3 videos on this, and he's put it out there on Twitter and a couple of other accounts too. But I wanted to show this to you guys because it's very interesting in the flight characteristics. You guys see that light that actually shine there with this? Look at that. And I'm going to break that down in just a minute because that's even more interesting. I have a clearer shot than what you're seeing here. I tried to zoom in on it so that you guys could see as this thing was flying around. It has not one, but it has 2 to 3 lights that shine underneath it. It could be several things there. Now, some people are going through and are trying to say this is a spherical blimp or something, but it's not. It doesn't even look like the same shape of it. Here's a picture of one here, and here's going to be another one. And sometimes these things are kind of translucent in a way, and then you got this one that looks somewhat similar to it, but this one that you guys are seeing here has a lot of different things. You guys see those infrared LED markers that are up above it, and it is actually in the shape of a ball there, and this object that we're seeing here is not, and I'm going to show you guys that. But you see the characteristics of this flying here. It doesn't fly anything like the object that the guy took that was in Georgia. This one flies completely different. And you guys can see the bottom underneath. And I'm going to show you this other clip of this one a little bit closer because it looks nothing similar to it. So I don't know why people are trying to do that. Look at the bottom of that. You can see as it's floating around, it has those lights and stuff flashing underneath it. Then we're going to kind of zoom in here. Look at the bottom of that. Now, if you think about that, that looks completely different than what they were showing there. That kind of has more of a flat bottom. And of course, the blimp has a complete ball or spherical type shape to it. And you guys can see there, I'm going to try to zoom in just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit blurry and distorted, but this is kind of the clearest I can get it. But you guys can see it's just completely different than what some people are trying to claim that it is, which is not a blimp of any kind. And as you see this floating around, you'll see it has particular lights. Look at that. It lit up there. I'm not sure if that's part of the propulsion system to actually make this object go in particular directions. It lights on one side and it goes to the other direction or not, but it's pretty interesting that as it starts to turn, you'll see those lights come on in some of these video clips that I have here. You guys see it there? Then it kind of floats away over there, and then there it is there. Now this has 3 underneath it. Now this is, to me, pretty familiar and pretty similar to what was talked about with some of the UFO or some of the craft that Bob Lazar talked about, how they had 3 amplifiers underneath the craft, and they could operate in different modes and functionalities for that. So I'm going to quit my yapping real quick. I'm going to let Bob Lazar explain this because you guys are pretty familiar with him.
There are 3 amplifiers. The craft can operate on a single one, can lift off the ground. The way in which it's propelled are 2 different ways. There's what they call Omicron configuration, where the craft is using 1 generator, or Delta configuration, where it's utilizing all 3. Delta configuration would be for space travel. Essentially, the craft will tilt up on its side, as opposed to a science fiction movie where you see a flying saucer moving around. The craft will tilt up on its side, focus the 3 gravity generators to a single point, and move through space that way.
So there is this explanation, but there's also more clips of this too. Here's another clip that he has out there. And this is the same craft. This is just taken at a different day and time and probably taken with a completely different camera there. But you see, of course, this operates nothing like a blimp. I don't even know why someone would say this, but we know people try to discredit some of this. But this has the same characteristics there. As it's flying around, you'll see some of those lights flashing underneath it. And I'm just not sure what those are for. So you guys put in the comments what you think those are for. I think it's to help the craft fly its propulsion system. But you see it fly there. It was 2 flashes. I'm going to slow this down some so you guys can see this as this craft flies back, because this is very, very good footage. This could not be, maybe not alien, but look at this. It's got 1 flash there. This could be something that we made, but I'm not sure what those flashes are for. Definitely wouldn't be taking pictures. I don't think it would be, but we don't know how these things operate and function. But that's going to be one of the flashes there. And then the second one, that one's kind of creepy. It looks like an eye. So as you zoom in on it, I don't know. That looks like it's more towards the side of the craft and not underneath the craft. But you guys put down in the comments what you think about this, because this is pretty unique. And this is some of the clearest footage I've seen. Now, this is in Georgia. I live in the state of Georgia. I'm not too sure of exactly where it's at, but I'll find some location stuff and get some more information. See if I can go out there and get some video footage of this. But this craft is very interesting, and it's one of the clearest ones that we have now. And from what I was reading and heard about, this person is going to take some of this information to Congress to try to get some answers on it, which they should, because this is not a blimp by any means. So don't let anyone tell you that. If it is, it's a very sophisticated blimp that's not filled with helium and floating around. And the only thing I can think of that resembles something is still completely off from what this object looked like is what you see with the Ed Walters UFO. This is a photo that was sent to me a long time ago, and they said it was a clear photo of it. But of course, this craft looks completely different. It's a lot larger too, and the functionality of it's going to be a lot different. So regardless, these photos are very interesting, and I want to get you guys' feedback on it, especially with those lights lighting up underneath it. I don't know what that's for. I think it's for the propulsion system that's on this craft, but I could be completely wrong. But seeing this photo here with 3 of them does make me I guess I want to say an educated guess on that. But I want to hear you guys' comments too on what you think about this, because this is pretty interesting with this flying around. This guy actually got footage of this and put this out there for everyone to see. So put down in the comments what you think about this. This one's the creepiest picture of them all. But put down in the comments what you guys think about this. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video. Appreciate you guys watching.
Thank you.